Grab your popcorn and get comfortable, because today we are taking a journey to 10 of the most mysterious and dangerous places on the planet, places where you are absolutely forbidden to go. Some are lethal to approach, while others are locked away to protect history itself. There are corners of this world that remain untouched by modern hands, because they are physically impossible to survive or hold secrets so sensitive that entire governments work to keep us away from them. Imagine standing at the edge of a forbidden zone, feeling the weight of the air, knowing that just a few steps past the boundary line could change your life forever. Today, we explore these incredible locations in detail, peering through the veil of secrecy to understand exactly what makes them so feared, so guarded, and so fascinating. From the depths of radioactive ruins to islands that have been private for over a century, we cover it all. If you are ready to dive into the unknown, let us start this journey right now. We start off the coast of Brazil. Ilha de Queimada Grande, this island is home to the golden lancehead viper. The population is so dense that scientists have estimated there is almost one snake for every single square meter. This is a biological phenomenon that makes the island a death trap for any human being. The venom of this specific viper is so potent that it can melt human tissue and cause immediate organ failure, making survival impossible. If you were to be bitten, the government has completely banned anyone from stepping foot here for their own safety, and for the safety of the snake population itself, which is critically endangered. There is no rescue team that can reach you in time if you land on those shores, and even the bravest researchers are required to have a specialized medical team standing by on a ship offshore before they even think about approaching the island. It remains a testament to how nature can claim a territory and defend it with overwhelming force. Think about the isolation of this place, a small rock in the middle of a vast ocean teeming with life that has evolved in complete separation from the rest of the world for thousands of years. The vipers here have developed unique hunting techniques and have adapted to the environment in ways that scientists are still struggling to fully understand. Every single square inch of the island is a potential threat, and the silence of the island is deceptive, because beneath the canopy of trees, thousands of predators are waiting for their next meal, making it the most dangerous place on the planet for an uninvited guest. Next, we move on to the Woomera Restricted Area, a massive military testing ground that has been used for decades for some of the most classified work on the planet. The military has conducted secret rocket and missile tests here, and the sheer scale of the land means it is impossible to secure every inch of the perimeter for the public, with so much unexploded ordnance buried deep underground or hidden in the sands. Walking here would be like walking through minefield where every step could trigger a remnant of a past weapon test. The danger is not just theoretical, it is physical and very real. The environment is harsh and unforgiving, and the military presence ensures that anyone caught wandering into the zone is treated with the highest level of scrutiny, because the secrets kept in this desert are critical to national defense. This area represents the pinnacle of military secrecy, and the sheer emptiness of the outback provides the perfect cover for tests that could change the future of modern warfare. Imagine vast stretches of red sand that hide the history of human scientific progression, and the remnants of weapons that have never been shown to the public. It is a place of shadows and dust where the sun beats down relentlessly on the secrets of our past and the promises of our future. Then we have the ghost city of Chernobyl, which has been frozen in time since the 1986 nuclear disaster. People had to leave everything behind there. Homes, their belongings, their entire lives were packed into a few minutes as they fled the invisible cloud of radiation. Even today, radiation levels are dangerously high in certain pockets, making this place a haunting reminder of how nature reclaimed its territory when humans were forced to leave. The silence of the city is what stays with you the most, the way the trees grow through the middle of school buildings, and how the playground equipment rusts in the rain while the Ferris wheel stands as a monument to a world that ceased to exist in a single afternoon. It is a place where you can see the sheer power of human error and the relentless persistence of the natural world trying to heal itself, despite the poison left behind. Walking through the empty corridors of the apartment blocks, you can see shoes left on the floor, toys still on the shelves, and books lying open on tables, as if the inhabitants are coming back any minute, but they never do. It is a landscape of ghosts and memories where the wind whistles through broken windows, and the earth itself tells a story of tragedy that we must never repeat. Moving into the heart of America, we find Death Valley, which is one of the hottest places on Earth. The heat is so intense that for someone unprepared, surviving for even a few hours is a near impossible challenge. The ground temperatures can soar to levels that melt the soles of your shoes, and the air is so dry that it sucks the moisture right out of your body before you even realize you are dehydrated. It is truly a place where nature says you cannot survive here, and yet people still try to cross it to prove their strength. But the desert does not care about human ambition. It is a vast expanse of salt flats and jagged rock that has claimed countless lives over the years, serving as a stark reminder of our fragility in the face of extreme climate. The history of this place is filled with tales of pioneers who underestimated the power of the sun and the vastness of the dunes. It is a place where the landscape changes with every gust of wind, and the mountains surrounding it act like a giant oven, trapping the heat inside, so that there is no escape even after the sun goes down. You can feel the warmth radiating from the stones at night, as if the earth itself is breathing fire and warning us to stay away. Just off the coast of Venice lies Poveglia Island. It served as a quarantine station for plague victims for centuries and later became an asylum for the mentally ill. Legend says that a huge portion of the soil is actually composed of human ash from the thousands who were buried there during the outbreaks of the Black Death, making it one of the most chilling and restricted places on the planet. Local fishermen avoid the waters surrounding the island to this day, and no tour boat will dare drop you off on its docks. The crumbling ruins of the hospital still stand covered in ivy and rot, as if the island itself is trying to hide the atrocities that happened within its walls. It is a place where the history of human suffering hangs heavy in the air, creating a sense of dread that even the most skeptical visitors cannot deny. Imagine the sound of the waves hitting the shore mixed with the whispers of the past as the island sits alone in the lagoon, surrounded by the mist that often rolls in off the water, hiding the secrets of what lies beneath the surface. It is a place where time has stood still, and the tragedy of centuries is locked away in the foundations of the buildings that are slowly sinking into the sea. In Ethiopia, we encounter the Dalol volcano with hyperacidic lakes, toxic sulfur gases, and geothermal vents. It is one of the harshest environments on Earth. The chemical makeup here makes it nearly impossible for life, as we know it, to exist. Even the most extremophile bacteria have a hard time surviving in the bubbling yellow and green pools that dot the landscape. The heat combined with the toxic fumes makes it a place where you can only stay for a few minutes with protective gear, and even then you feel as though you are breathing in the very essence of the Earth before it was cooled down to support life. It is a geological nightmare that reveals the violent and unpredictable nature of our world. Every single color you see here is a result of a toxic reaction, and the landscape is constantly shifting as the ground bubbles and breaks under the pressure of the magma beneath the surface. It is a place of beautiful colors that hide a deadly reality, and the steam that rises from the ground creates an atmosphere that feels like a portal to a world that we were never meant to inhabit. It might look like a tropical paradise in the Pacific, but do not be fooled by the clear blue water of Bikini Atoll, because this was the site of dozens of nuclear bomb tests during the Cold War. The soil and the surrounding ocean are still highly radioactive, which is why permanent human settlement is strictly prohibited despite the passage of time. Legacy of the explosions remains trapped in the ecosystem, causing birth defects and long-term health issues for those who were originally displaced from the islands. It is a sad example of how scientific progress can leave a permanent scar on a beautiful part of the world, turning a paradise into an exclusion zone that will not be safe for habitation for generations to come. The history of the atoll is a lesson on the consequences of power and the way that the scars we leave on the Earth can outlive the people who caused them. Imagine being able to see the remains of the ships that were used in the tests, sitting on the seafloor like iron ghosts, waiting for a time that will never come when the waters will be clean again, and the palm trees will grow without the weight of the radiation in their roots. Deep inside the frozen mountains of Norway lies the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. It stores seeds from all over the world to ensure our food supply survives a global catastrophe. It is the ultimate insurance policy for humanity, hidden deep in the permafrost to stay frozen. Even if the power grid were to fail completely, only a select few are ever granted access to this high-security facility, and every door is reinforced to withstand almost any external pressure or disaster. It is a quiet and sterile place, where the future of our civilization is kept on ice, waiting for a day that we all hope will never actually come, when we will need to rebuild the world from the ground up. The architecture of the vault is a marvel of human ingenuity, a testament to our desire to protect the things that matter most even when the rest of the world is falling apart. It is a sanctuary for the past, and a beacon of hope for the future, tucked away in the most remote corner of the Earth, where the cold is a constant companion, and the snow covers the entrance like a blanket, protecting the seeds of life from the world outside. In France, there is a gallery of art that dates back 20,000 years. Known as the Lascaux Caves, the cave walls are covered in incredible prehistoric paintings that depict animals and scenes of life from an age we can barely comprehend. But since 1963, the caves have been sealed off. Why? Because even the carbon dioxide from our human breath is enough to destroy these ancient masterpieces. The moisture and the microscopic bacteria we carry on our skin would cause the paint to flake off the walls forever, so they were locked tight and replicated in a nearby museum so the public could see them without destroying the originals. It is a tragic necessity that we must keep such beauty out of sight, to keep it from fading into dust. Every line drawn by those ancient artists is a connection to the people who walked the earth before us, and the fact that we can never see the original art for ourselves is a reminder of how fragile history really is, and how our own curiosity can be the very thing that destroys the treasures we want to protect most. And finally, we arrive at the forbidden island of Niihau. It has been privately owned since 1864 to protect the native population and their culture from the influence of the modern world. Access is strictly limited by the family that owns the land, unless you have a special invitation or a direct reason to be there stepping onto this island, is impossible. There is no tourism, no high-speed internet, and no modern industry, just a way of life that has been preserved for over 150 years. It is a rare example of a place that has decided to say no to the pace of the outside world, choosing, instead, to remain a secluded sanctuary that serves as a living museum for a culture that refuses to disappear in the face of time. The story of Nihao is a story of resistance, and the importance of preserving identity in a world that is becoming more and more uniform every single day. It is a place where the traditions of the ancestors are still alive, and the language of the people is the primary way they communicate with each other, keeping the heritage of the island alive through the generations. So which of these restricted places do you find the most mysterious? Or is there one you would secretly visit? If you had the chance, let me know in the comments below, because I am genuinely curious to hear what you think about these incredible sights. We have traveled across the globe today, from the freezing mountains of Norway to the steaming volcanoes of Ethiopia, and every single one of these places has a story that deserves to be told. But remember, these places are off limits for a reason, and we must respect the boundaries that keep both us and these fragile locations safe. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the unknown, and for listening to these tales of the world's most fascinating forbidden zones. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe for more mysteries, because we have so many more places to uncover together in the future. Until then, stay curious, stay observant, and keep questioning everything you think you know about the world around you. See you in the next one, and keep exploring the deep secrets of our planet, until our next meeting, where we will reveal even more hidden corners that have been kept in the shadows for far too long. Goodbye for now, and keep your eyes on the horizon for our next big adventure into the deepest, darkest corners of our Earth, and beyond, where the truth is often much stranger and more dangerous than any fiction you could ever imagine. We will be waiting for you there with more stories that will keep you up at night, pondering the mysteries that are out there, just waiting to be discovered by someone like you, who has the courage to look where others are afraid to go.